Hello YouTubers, welcome to another episode. As you can tell, something's going on here. It may look like I'm moving out, but actually I'm moving stuff in again. So I finally moved stuff out of the house in Henley, or just the last bit of stuff. So this is it here. I'm just going to organize today, get this all sorted, and make sure it's all able to be stored. Currently I want to make basically a rack here that is more space efficient, so I want to get some galvanized steel pipe and go up and round and have a shelf and stuff, but I can't do that today because the Yamdrover is away for a service and getting its tires replaced. So I can't go to the B&Q or a local place to get some pipe and wood until I get the car back. So we'll see what time we get the car back and see what time the shop's shut to get said pipe. So what I'm going to do now is do a bit of research to see what I can do for what I'm doing around here, whether it's measure this up or see what might work, what might not work, and then try and tidy up a bit because this is an absolute state. Look this, and then we're going to get onto the water at some point this afternoon, hopefully when the Yamdrover does get back. So once the Yamdrover gets back after its service, we're going to go on a mad one, hopefully if it's not too late. That includes water rowing. It includes, maybe depending on the time, water rowing comes first priority, and then also a lovely bit of DIY. Oh yeah! But before that, hopefully we're going to be able to do a little bit of cardio. So, research, cardio, whether that's a bicycle, whether that's a bicycle or a rowing erg. Then, let's see how the Yamdrover gets. So fingers crossed, Yamsquad, we get the Yamdrover here before too late. And now, research time. And we've had a little bit of a tidy up. We've done some research on the more efficient space rack, closed rack thing there, and looks like we're going to go ahead with that. Just need to order the pipe off the line, and we have moved some of the stuff anyway onto here. And as you can see, some of this is quite formal attire. I've got my kilt here. The suits are back. They've been in Henley, now they're back with me, and so that means Suit Monday might be happening. But before we get to that, we've got a few more days to go, and we're going to start with a little bit of cardio. So we're going to have a lovely steady erg on the erg with Finn. Oh yeah. And we've finished the session on the erg. Finn is still just almost finished his 16k, 151.8, average heart rate 135, and it's an interesting one. The benefits of heart rate training that I've always found impacted again today. So last night I was up very late. The whole of yesterday I was moving everything from the house in Henley to here, and I ended up going to sleep around 1:30, 2 o'clock. I got up early this morning to drop off the Yamdrover to get serviced at the garage, and so I didn't have a great night's sleep, and therefore the watch itself, the resting heart rate hasn't climbed drastically. It's up a couple of beats, so not too bad, but keeping an eye on that, as well as using the heart rate in the session to see how I feel. So say I wanted an average heart rate around 130, 135, and not looking at the split per se, if that makes sense. So as always, looking at the heart rate and saying, okay, I'm not going to let my ego get the better of me, because like last week I was feeling pretty decent, I had a good night's sleep, was eating well, was rested, and I was doing under 150 for UT2. But today, not great sleep, probably didn't feel very well yesterday, and just all on my feet all day yesterday, and then getting up early this morning, etc., means that it's going to have an impact on my ability to produce the same numbers. But the numbers themselves, like I said on the screen, ego-wise don't matter, especially when you're doing sort of UT2 zone training. If you're in the right zone, it doesn't matter what the score is. Your zone is your zone, my zone is my zone, and we can work together on that. Like Finn is doing his zone just now, I did my zone, and we're at different speeds. But it doesn't matter, we're both on the erg together, we're both working out together. But now, as always, after a session, it's time to fuel up, because remember, food is fuel! And then we're going to wait for the Yamdrover to be done at the garage, and then we're going to get on the water. So fingers crossed, not too long, so we have some light to play with. So I'll see you when the Yamdrover is ready. Oh yeah! And the Yamdrover is ready to be picked up later in the day than I hoped, but better today than not in the day. So now let's go get the Yamdrover, get into the Yamdrover, and now get to the rowing club with a bag of stuff to row with. Oh yeah! And we've made it to the boathouse post. Yamdrover servicing, and unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, we've replaced some tyres on the Yamdrover to make sure the off-road capabilities stay at its best, or so it can actually grip the roads. Either way you look at it, safe to have better tyres. But now, it is time to get onto the water today, so a bit later than usual, approximately a lot of hours after I usually get on, about 6 or 7 in the morning usually, but that's okay. Yamdrover's good to go, getting on the boat, and I'm going to actually adjust a couple of things to help see if it helps improving the water rowing. So I did a lot of sort of trying to control yesterday, and hopefully that'll help now, but also positioning wise, it's an interesting, I think maybe I'll have a whole nother discussion about that instead of talking about it now, but I've basically been trying to make adjustments, not too many adjustments all at once, so I'm like, well, I don't know what made that difference, but adjusting it slowly so we're getting closer to what I feel is comfortable, and then maybe going too far and then can wind it back. So this session, I'm going to be changing the inboard and seeing if that makes a difference. Inboard, just inboard? I think inboard, and moving the rigger, because it's already been moved forward and it's just maybe needing a bit more space, so maybe moving forward again. But it's a bit of an experimentation, bit of a journey to come along with me, Yamsquad. So now we're going to get into the boat bay, rig the boat, or unrig, re-rig the boat, get it sorted and get on the water. So I will see you on that water. Oh yeah! And we've made it into the boathouse post session this evening, and what a lovely evening it has been. Not too hot, not too cold, a little bit windy, but a good cooling breeze as I tried to paddle. Just not paddle hard, but try and see about continuously paddling at a UT2 level, or at least what felt like a UT2 level, because my heart rate watch monitor is on low battery, so it decides when it's on low battery, no stats today. So I have my Strava on my phone. Take my phone out in the water just in case of emergencies, and I have the keys and all that in there anyway. So if you want to follow me on Strava, Cameron Buchan on Strava, I'll put a link in the description below. But the session itself, I did adjust the boat, changed the inboard and put the rigger forward, so it meant I had more space around the back end. and probably gave myself too much space. So I want to go between the two of, or maybe it's just because I'm not used to that much space at the back end, but I think I want to go between the two, sort of yesterday, was it yesterday I was in the water already? Or was yesterday? Between that and this evening's settings. So I have space, but not too much, but not too little, if that makes sense. But the work that we did yesterday helped quite a bit. That was sort of trying to build that confidence around the front end and feel the right things. So not trying to wobble the knees to control the boat, trying to have the weight just sitting and rolling forward. And if there's a bounce or a clip or something like that, then it happens rather than tensing up. But we're learning as we go along, Yamsquad, and thank you for joining me again on the journey. And I'm excited for what's going to happen in the next, I'm not 100% sure in the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but it will be happening. So again, make sure you are subscribed for that. If you've made it this far through the video, thank you very much. And as always, Yamsquad, remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode where we probably get in the water, where I will have more of a day, a normal day, rather than sleeping or not getting up early and having to sort of hold myself steady. Tomorrow will be a good day. So see you there.